Well, good evening again, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Carpo After Dark. Well, I'm sitting out in my car in the driveway, so I hope the sound is decent on this recording. I'm using my cell phone. It's just kind of propped on my door here. I came out here because it's the one quiet spot I can really make a video. Yeah, I'm actually noticing my voice. I have a little lisp. I went to the dentist today and got a bridge put in on the top. The top right, I was missing like my first molar. And every time I've smiled for the last 5 years or more, it has been something that I've just gotten used to, you know. I mean, I still smile and I've gotten used to it. But over a period of time, it got to where obviously I'm not smiling as big and I'm cautious where, you know, in certain instances it's embarrassing to be missing a tooth. But I've always had this fear of the dentist as well as being broke, and many factors came into play. But I thought I would make this video for anybody else who may have a dental phobia, you know. What I found is that, you know, over a period of time, our fears, they build on themselves, and we create some form of a feedback loop. This happens when we are scared of something and don't really remember why we fear it. And for me, I have a very high tolerance to Novocaine, and I've never really had an extraction or a root canal or anything that I didn't feel, at least for a moment, until the dentist finally gives me another shot because I'm in pain. But all that aside, even if there was no Novocaine, even if I didn't have deep roots and a high tolerance to it, even if it was just as simple as going in and having it done, knocked out, it doesn't change how difficult it can be to actually get up and do it. And once you get going on something, it's easier to continue going. This was my 4th visit over the past month. And I'll be going a few more times. And once I'm done, I'll be complete. Because here's the thing. You can fix your body will heal itself. Let's say you have an issue, you drank too much, or, you know, you're afraid you've damaged maybe your liver, or, you know, even your lungs from smoking, let's say. Now, while those things can kill you, if you catch them early enough, you can stop it. And you can actually, your body is able to heal itself. The thing about teeth is, once a cavity starts, you can't will it back to be healed. Now, I'm sure there's somebody out there who will tell me differently. I've heard stories of people who claim that they can heal teeth through meditation. You know, whatnot. I have no, no idea whether something like that would work or not, and it doesn't seem to be worth even discussing. Really, the point is, once your teeth are bad, you can't do anything except for pay to get them fixed. And so it was that one thing, you know, all the other little things in life can be dealt with, but that one is hard. And I hope if anybody else out there has any type of, you know, fears, for me, it may have been going to the dentist. But I know that once I started doing it, you know, that fear subsided. And I know that every one of us has some kind of fear like that, you know, unwarranted fears or even warranted fears. Some of us are scared of, you know, snakes, let's say. You know, snakes don't scare me, but for some people, they're just mortified whenever they see a snake. For some people, it's rats, let's say, you know. And I used to have pet rats, but of course it's different when they're wild. Nobody wants to get bit by a rat. And let's say bees, you know, nobody necessarily may be scared of bees. It's just that they don't want to get stung. I guess that would be one of my other fears, since I'm already talking about fears, is hornets, or yellow jackets, rather, which are not bees. They are wasps. And getting too close to a nest, well, you know what happens. You know, honeybees generally will leave you alone, unless they're killer bees. But when it comes to wasps, you know, I've walked through the woods a few times and stepped on one of their nests, and it was a nightmare. So, but the thing is, when I really think about it, I only got stung a few times. And when I see beekeepers, you know, they have them crawling all over them, and I think, oh, well, I wouldn't do that, but it's obviously not that scary. Maybe the dentistry issue kind of stands alone, because you can overcome fears on a lot of things, but most people don't get their mouths worked on constantly. I mean, you have so many teeth you can get fixed. So either you do it all at once, or maybe you never even have a cavity. Some people are lucky. You know, for me, it was a combination of genetics as well as eating sugar, and that's what happens. But once that's fixed, I'm going to be back in. I'm sitting in my new car also, which it's funny because another thing I should talk about for a minute here is how we tend to just kind of overlook things that we know will benefit us, and it's good. It's good to protect ourselves by not worrying about all the things we don't have that we could have. But for example, for a car, I haven't had a car in like 3 years. My van's sitting in the driveway here and it doesn't work, and I haven't really needed one. But I bought a little Honda for my friend for $1,000. It's a 2002, and it's a nice clean car. Works great, drives good, and just having it, even though I didn't want to spend the money, having it is more important than not spending the money, And I feel the same way about my teeth, and that's another thing that kept me from doing it, was barely having enough money to do that, knowing if I spent the money on my teeth that, I'd be broke again. But, I finally convinced myself that, like I told my son today, we were talking about money, and we were talking about experiences, and my wife and I were saying how we try to get out and do as many things as we can, go to concerts, because life's about experience. And I said, because I don't remember a single $100 bill that I've ever had, but I do remember the last concert I went to. I do remember the last event that I spent that money on, and the same way it's going to be with my teeth. Living with a good feeling about where I'm at, instead of like, oh shit, I need to fix this or I need to fix that. So anyway, just thought I'd share that, and maybe offer a little bit of support to anybody else who is facing similar things, because we all have problems in our life to work out. I mean, for all this, my talk about my teeth, there's somebody out there who has perfect teeth in a horrible relationship, and they're doing everything they can to fix it. Or maybe in an abusive relationship where they fear their spouse, and that's even scarier. I'm very lucky to have a wonderful wife and family, and I'm very grateful that I don't have to deal with that kind of fear, because that would ruin me. It's important that I feel good with the people that I'm around, and that we work things out and support each other, And that's why I want to be able to extend that family feeling into the world, and help other people too. And I love to see everyone helping each other, because ultimately, people who give are much happier than those who receive. It's just a fact. They said that, there was a little study done a while back, I don't remember where I saw it. People who gave $20 away as opposed to keeping it for themselves, and how the happiness, it was like the happiness index, whatever you want to call it, that they were happier for longer when they shared money, whether that be a little bit of self-gratification through saying, ha, I gave, or whether it be the person bragging about their charity. Sometimes that's the case, not always. It doesn't seem to matter. What really matters is people helping people and feeling good about it, not over questioning why they do things. Because I've been through the philosophy of, do we give out of greed? Do we give because we want to feel good? And is that selfish? It just doesn't matter. What really matters is that we are helping those who need it, and doing our best to be humans and help one another through this crazy life. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day.